You know, if I had to assign a gender to my identity not based on my body, it would probably be female. That's something that's kind of conflicted with my own self-image for a long time now. It's difficult to explain. It's not anything to do with physical gender or a desire to change that gender. I have no such desire. I guess it's more of a mental thing. I don't really know how to put it. It's just that females are easier for me to get along with. We're generally more alike. It's why I don't mind acting as faggy as I do, because I'm secure with myself. And I'm not really sure how fair this is to say, but I think females have to deal with this a lot less in society as far as the pressures they have on them. Men have a lot more social pressure on them to be manly. Women, on the other hand, may have this pressure, but they're still much more free in the context of gender to express themselves and tell everybody else to go get fucked by a double-decker bus. Sideways. In turn, I've always felt more female than male in gender standards because I fit in with them better and embrace my femininity as opposed to my masculinity. Besides, women are generally more in touch with their emotions, caring, understanding, and, well, motherly. I feel like taking on a type of loving, motherly, educational role with my fellow human beings. I like My Little Pony, romance and happy endings, sappy emotional feelings, and the sharing of those feelings. I detest violence and force. I have no desire to watch sports, to watch real fighting, or to see people get hurt. I don't act much as my gender is supposed to either, being that I don't ever bluster or try to prove myself or show off, nor any of the other things that I see so many men doing is just part of who they are. None of that has any interest for me. I'd rather be emotional than stoic, caring than apathetic, and expressive of my feelings. In essence, I have nothing but physical traits for me to identify with my own gender, or, well, my own sex. So it's a constellation of variables coming together to form what my actual gender is. Of course, all this is under the assumption that I even agree with the idea of gender, which I don't actually. Just like the idea of considering some type of sexual fetish to be a kink, I find it to be an archaic way of looking at things. The thing is that this way of looking at gender, where we don't agree with the idea of gender, but we also, under the assumption of it, still identify with the gender that is opposed to us on this binary scale, there are many who won't admit it to themselves or to anybody else. According to the social constructs of how the respective sexes should act, I'm female. Hence, it's why I consider it to be my gender. Either that or I guess you could consider me genderqueer. I don't know. This is just something that's been kind of mulling over in my head recently, and I'm curious to hear your feedback about it. Because according to the idea of gender, I'm female, but I'm not in actuality. But many of us know that, honestly, deep down in our secret hearts, even if only out of morbid curiosity, we'd rather be what we feel like. It's something I've come to see about myself. And I accept and fully admit that if I was given the ability to just magically change my sex, being transformed into a real woman, hopefully not maintaining my current physicality so I wouldn't be the ugliest one on the planet, I'd take it, and I'd probably be happier for it. But I have no problems with the sex that nature assigned me, other than the fact that I don't identify with any of the social archetypes or constructions that go along with that gender. Just to be clear, I don't have any dysphoria with my sex, and I'm fully happy being male. But I think this is something we should recognize, even if we don't identify with it. I've been trying to summon up and then face the truth of who I really am, as a part of this whole self-discovery and growth thing. And this is just the next step in that continuous journey. Thanks for coming along for the ride with me. Long days and pleasant nights. Would you stop it?
I'm only helping you make a blooper reel.
It's not gonna help me make a blooper reel. I know, it's boring. In turn, I've always felt more I've always felt more male than female. Let's just state the exact opposite of what I'm saying in the fucking video. That makes sense.